Welcome back everyone to a video, and today we're doing my week 9 NFL picks. Brief recap of last week. So we did pretty well. I believe we went 10-6. Almost had the Bears game, lost on that Hail Mary. Not mad about that, just absolutely unreal. Actually, I had the Bears picked for my video, and then in like a fun, like just, off camera, like league I do where I make picks, I had Washington. So I was kind of, split on what I wanted to happen there. But yeah, so Bears lost that, and we got that one wrong. Patriots up to the Jets. I'm a little annoyed because I almost did that. I was very close, but yeah, I got that one wrong. Cleveland, Jameis, you never know what you're getting with Jameis Winston. Great win by him. Dolphins lost to the Cardinals. Bengals, I'm not too mad about that. I saw it going that way. I mean, I didn't see it going that way, but it doesn't surprise me. I think it was definitely a possibility. For me, the most surprising game last week was the Vikings and Rams game because I wasn't expecting Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp to be back and have that good of a game. So anyway, though, I'm happy with the rest of our picks. On to this week, we have some great games to get into. Now, one thing I do want to say is I got a comment last week telling me, or not telling me, but suggesting that I should do it so that whenever I make my picks, I have the win for whichever team I'm giving the win to immediately after making the pick, rather than at the end of the video whenever I have all the wins labeled. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I did not have a lot of time to do that this week. So this week, it's still the previous format. I'm going to go each game, choose the winner. At the end of the video, I will have it so it's very easy to read with the wins on all the teams I'm giving the wins to. And then so next week, I'll have it so that as we go on, the wins will be labeled a bit clearer there. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. I just didn't have time to get all that done this week. But for this week, we have some great games to get into. So before we do, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel for weekly picks like this. We also do a lot of player rankings, team rankings, other NFL news, stuff like that. It's always NFL content on the channel one way or another. So if that's interesting to you, be sure hit the subscribe button. Free. Takes a second. On the 1,000 subscribers, I would really appreciate that. For this week, though, Texans and Jets, I'm picking the Texans. I believe the Jets are actually favored in this game. I'm not picking them. I've been disappointed with them 2 weeks in a row now. Texans are an amazing team. You do lose Stephon Diggs for the year. It's a loss for sure. It's a bad loss, but it's not going to take this team completely out of games. They're still going to be very, very good. You'll have Nico Collins coming back very soon. So yeah, I'm picking the Texans there. Saints and Panthers. The Saints are not very good, but neither are the Panthers. And they just lost Deontay Johnson. It's a tough game to pick because both teams are so bad, but I have no confidence in the Panthers. I don't have any in the Saints, but if I have to go one way, I'm going for the Saints. And I'm a Panthers fan, but I got to be real. What is there to believe in with this team? Not really anything. Xavier Legette looks pretty good as the rookie receiver. Happy about that. Also, Jalen Coker, shout out to him. The undrafted free agent wide receiver for the Panthers. He's played fantastic. Very happy about that. Excited for him getting the opportunity. But yeah, the team, terrible. Next game, the Bengals and the Raiders. I'm picking the Bengals here. Yeah, I picked them last week. They lost. I'm not picking the Raiders to win many football games this year at this point. The Bengals, I would hope, can hold on to this win. They lost to the Patriots, though, so, I mean, anything's really possible, I guess. But I am going to pick the Bengals. They're the better team. I don't see the Raiders stopping that offense. And the Bengals defense, as bad as they are, there's not much of a Raiders offense to really stop anyway. So I'm just going to pick the Bengals. If I get that one wrong, I'm going to be a little annoyed, I'm not going to lie. Next is the Cowboys and the Falcons. I'm picking the Falcons. I'm not very confident in the Cowboys. They're a great team. They'll get some good wins, but I think the Falcons are a tough team to beat. They're also a tough team to pick, though. I've picked them incorrect a lot this year. I've picked them to win when they lose and to lose when they win. But I think they win this one. I like the Falcons' offense a whole lot. The Cowboys' defense is still pretty depleted on the defensive line with their injuries there. Even the secondary, they don't have Deron Bland back quite yet, although I think he's very close to coming back. So I'm picking the Falcons here. It should be a very good game. But again, I got to lean to the Falcons. I like them a lot. Well, I don't like their team. I hate their team, actually. But I think they're the better team here, and I like their odds of winning that one. So I'm picking the Falcons. Broncos and the Ravens next. I'm going to pick the Ravens. I don't think there's really anything to overthink here. Ravens are the better team on paper. They just added Deontay Johnson to their offense. You still have Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson. Bo Nix, I don't think is going to have a very good game against that Ravens defense, so I'm picking the Ravens to win that game. I don't think there's any objections there. Next is the Dolphins and the Bills. I'm going to pick the Bills. Dolphins, they're better with Tua. They still didn't get him a win last week against the Cardinals, and the Bills are a good team. They're in Buffalo. I fully expect them to win this game. We do have some upsets this week, just not really quite yet. But yeah, picking the Bills there. Chargers and Browns. I'm picking the Browns, and I said this way back, probably week 2, week 3, that I have no confidence in the Browns as long as Deshaun Watson is there. And I felt that, even in the offseason, I felt dumb saying this, but I remember I did say this in a quarterback ranking video, that I truly felt like at this point, Winston is better than Deshaun Watson from what we saw last year. I wasn't going to rule out the possibility of Watson improving, but from what we saw last year to Jameis Winston, I didn't think there was much of a difference. In fact, I thought Jameis was better, and I'd still believe that. I believe Winston gives them better odds to win games. I'm picking the Browns to beat the Chargers there. I like the Browns with Winston in there. They're still not a great team, but you do have Nick Chubb back. That's going to help you a lot, and now you have a somewhat competent quarterback with Jameis Winston. I like their odds here. I'm picking the Browns. Washington, the Giants, I'm picking Washington, and please, Roger Goodell, do not put the Giants on another primetime game until Daniel Jones is off that team, because that is unbearable for everyone to watch, Giants fans included. No one wants to see that. Coming from a Panthers fan, that, again, no one wants to see on primetime, take the Giants off primetime. No reason to have them there, from last week, of course. But yeah, Washington beating New York, I think that's a pretty easy pick there. I don't think they're really going to upset the Commanders at this point. Next is the Patriots and the Titans. So this game kind of sucks because I don't know who's playing for the Patriots. If Drake May is back, then I'm definitely picking the Patriots. If it's Jacoby Brissett, it's a bit tougher for me. I'm going to just assume Drake May clears concussion protocol and pick the Patriots. If it's Jacoby Brissett, it is what it is. The odds aren't as good. It's not impossible because the Titans are still not a very good team, but I don't like their odds as much. So I'm saying if Drake May's back, I'm picking the Patriots. If not, I'd probably lean Titans, but again, I can't just change that after I make the video. So we're going Patriots there. Next is the Bears and the Cardinals. Here's an upset, picking the Cardinals. I would assume the Bears are favored in this game. The only thing is, though, I haven't liked the Bears' offense very much at all. And last week, I picked the Bears to beat Washington because I felt like the Bears' defense was the X factor. I felt like if they could stop that Washington offense, they could slowly chip away at points and build a nice lead. And their defense did get stops. They didn't allow a lot of points on the board, but the Bears' offense just can't really capitalize. I don't know. There's just Williams has improved as the games have gone on, but there's just this little disconnect, and things just seem to be a little out of whack. I don't like the Bears' offense very much at all right now. The Cardinals are a very annoying team to pick because they're either going to play like they've never played football before, or they're going to play like the 2008 Patriots. So there's not really a way of knowing what you're getting. I'm picking Kyler, though. I think he can upset the Bears, so Cardinals in that one. Next is the Jaguars and the Eagles. I am picking the Eagles. Jaguars suck, so that's about all there is to it. I mean, the Jaguars, your best player is Brian Thomas Jr. at this point, but, even he's questionable now with an injury. Even with him, I don't like their odds at all in here. I'm picking the Eagles. Next is the Lions and the Packers. So I mentioned upsets. I'm picking the Packers here. I don't know if Jordan Love's going to be healthy. I know he's considered day-to-day with the groin strain. Malik Willis, while he was in there, he really didn't look that bad earlier this year. They won the games with him in there. Is he as good as Jordan Love? No. But I do think the Packers are a great team, and I think the Lions get upset here in Lambeau. I'm picking the Packers to win that game. But it should be a very exciting one. I'm very, very, very excited to watch that game. But I got the Packers. A little bit of an upset pick there. Rams and Seahawks. This is a big game for this division. I mean, I think every team is within like half a game of each other, or a game. Like, it's very, very close. So this is a big game. The way the Rams played last week, I want to lean the Rams, but I'm also kind of like, man, Seahawks get disrespected very easily. I think that they're a great team, not really shown well from this past week's performance against the Bills, but they are a good team. It's a big divisional matchup. I'm picking the Seahawks here. I think these NFC West matchups are always very, very close, especially in Seattle. Tough environment to play in. I have Geno Smith and the Seahawks barely beating out the Rams. I think it'll be a good game, assuming Puka and Cooper play like they did last Thursday. Although if they don't play at all, then it's going to be probably not very good. But I'm picking the Seahawks in that game. Colts and Vikings, I'm picking the Vikings. Richardson benched. I got to say this real quick. I think that is ridiculously stupid. I understand that he did kind of sub himself out of the game. Not a good look. And if you bench him for that for a week as like a disciplinary thing, I get it. You can't just be subbing yourself out of the game as a starting quarterback. But they said he's benched indefinitely, and they believe Flacco gives them the best chance to win. I have to be very clear here. Richardson has not played well. I previously have said that I believe in him to be a good NFL quarterback. Even if I'm wrong about that, which is totally fine, they need to at least give him a shot. I mean, Richardson coming out of college was seen as a raw prospect who needed a lot of time to develop and learn and get reps because his accuracy was very inconsistent. So now you take your raw prospect you drafted at 4 in year 2 after not playing a full first season, mind you, and you bench him after 7 or 8 games now for Flacco, who has maybe 2 years left in the NFL. I don't get that at all. I mean, they say Flacco gives us the best chance to win football games. What football games? Because you're not winning the Super Bowl, and you play to win Super Bowls. You play to win games, make the playoffs, win the Super Bowl. The Colts are, at this point, in my opinion, a bit of a long shot to make the playoffs. Their record isn't terrible, but I'm sorry, the AFC is too competitive, and they're too inconsistent to make the playoffs, in my opinion. So even if you do luck out and you make the playoffs thanks to Flacco, you're not beating anybody. I mean, I would be shocked if they won a game. And if, best case scenario, they make it to the divisional round and it goes nowhere. I don't understand this process at all to bench Richardson, to be perfectly honest with you, because then, let's say, Flacco plays horribly, and then around week 14, you put Richardson right back in, then he balls out. Well, you missed the playoffs, but Richardson has a great 3-game stretch to where now you have to then, again next year, evaluate if he can be the long-term guy. This was supposed to be the year for that. You don't want to prolong the process of finding your franchise quarterback. That's not fair to anybody else on the team. And Flacco's not your long-term answer. So, yeah, a little bit of a rant, a little bit of a tangent. I think it's just so stupid. If you didn't think Richardson was going to be bad at first, I'm not sure why you drafted him, because I think every person in the world knew this dude needed time to develop. I mean, he wasn't like a CJ Stroud coming out of college. I mean, even Bryce Young, as bad as he's been in the NFL, he was seen as a more complete prospect compared to Richardson. So, I don't know. I don't know what the Colts are thinking. This does not give you the best chance to win meaningful football games. It can give you the best chance to win football games, but you're not winning games in January with Joe Flacco in there. And if you win one somehow, you're not winning two. So, yeah, I don't know. Really dumb, in my opinion. I think Richardson has to be thrown in there, and he has to just either pick it up or he doesn't, and you live with that. You don't prolong the process, make it harder on him, make it hard on the rest of your team. I think it's very stupid. But anyway, long rant there. Buccaneers and Chiefs. I'm picking the Chiefs Monday Night Football. I am not betting against Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City for primetime football. I think the Buccaneers are a good team, but now you're down Evans, now you're down Godwin for the year. Don't love it. I mean, they can still be a good team for sure, but against Kansas City on the road in primetime, I don't like it very much for them. I'm picking the Chiefs in that one. That's going to do it for my week picks, though, guys. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to subscribe down below. Comment down below who you guys have in certain games this week, who your favorite team is, how they're doing. And if you're a Panthers fan, I'm sorry to hear that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.